What is up, you guys? The Fallout with here, and today I'm going to do the what if Deku was the God of War. Well, technically the reincarnation of the God of War, part 8. Now, where we last left off, Deku and Katsuki were going at it, and, well, they got caught. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. So, when, basically this happened, Mitsuki felt kind of sad, Toga felt sad, because, well, first, Toga already has the complication of, wanting to be a part of Deku's life like that, in any way, shape, or form, but deep down, she truly has feelings for him. And with, Mitsuki, she's already, well, yeah, she already has the hots for Deku. But at the same time, she's doing everything she could not to do anything, because at the same time, she needs to protect him because he's still young. Now, Deku has to have the talk with Mitsuki, and she's, saying, oh, yeah, trying to, say, I understand you're at that age, and Bakugo kind of gets upset with Deku, but Deku already knows that, he's not going to do nothing besides say words, but at the same time, he does say to protect her. And with that, Deku pretty much goes to his room, and they both were changing and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but we are gonna get to hold on here. Let me see what I was gonna say right now. Alright, alright, so, well, Deku goes and he's in his room. He has to think to himself, this isn't like something that he has to worry about at all. Let's see. Well, due to now how the times are changing, Deku wouldn't actually mind as much. But at the same time, he kind of does feel bad of the fact that, he understood that Toga liked him, but the fact that he didn't do nothing at the moment, it kind of felt bad. He felt bad for her. But either way, they do have to go probably a couple of days later. They have to go to the, what is it called? I forgot what the word is, but they gotta go to the training camp. While that happens, we pretty much do, the whole sing-song thing. They're stuck, and Toga, feels kind of bad. She feels kind of alone in this situation, because, Deku and Katsuki are a thing now. Secretly, they're kind of now a thing, and Toga thinking that, oh, okay, I'm no longer a part of this. She feels kind of lonely now. But when the whole thing happens, she's not, with the Wow Wow Pussycats, Pixie Bob, I believe, just freaking destroys the rubble or the ground, or no, she moves the ground, and she's basically falling. Yeah, this is when Toga is falling falling from the edge, and now she's gonna hit the ground. But this is when Deku pretty much just jumps to her and protects her, because even though it's not gonna hurt as badly as people would think, Deku still cares about her. Deku picks her up and says, you know, don't, always concentrate on what you have to do. Don't be scared, or don't have, second thoughts or anything like that. So when Deku and her are pretty much done with the talk, Toga says, thank you. Deku says that, oh, okay, she's pretty much the same old, same old. She probably isn't going to get upset until he finds out that, she doesn't say anything else to him. And Toga was cheery around him at that, when this happened, but she slowly but surely realized how much her life could, how much somebody will like one person instead of the other, which causes Toga to have this kind of little crazy mentality part of her, where she wants to feel loved. Deku tries to speak to her, but, she's just walking by her lonesome, causing her to kind of be like a villain. Well, not be a villain, but causing the inner workings of Toga's actual personality. It somewhat breaks her heart. Now, the whole thing happens with destroying, all the creatures. Toga does, fight alongside Deku. Deku sees a flying creature coming towards Bakugo. Bakugo wasn't paying attention, but alright, sorry about that. Bakugo isn't paying any attention to what's happening, but Deku pretty much grabs his axe and just slams it onto the creature's, forehead, causing it to, die. Not even die, because it's not even real, it just destroys it. So Deku, after probably 2 hours of, just hitting all the creatures, because he's pretty much strong on his own. Nobody could truly just beat him. And that's pretty much Deku's thing. Everybody may think he's, everybody may think, oh, he could just fight one creature at a time. But no, Deku has fought multiple people at once. Well, oh, okay. So, at least his other counterpart can at least fight multiple people at once. And hold on here. Sorry about that. So, after all the destruction that was left behind Deku's wake, 3 hours have passed and they made it. Deku isn't tired, but he's pretty much hungry. He does meet Koda, and Koda does punch him in the groin. So, yeah, in a way, Deku doesn't know why he did it, but Toga doesn't say a thing to him. Katsuki is trying to, speak with him, but, well, technically, Toga... Oh, God. Sorry about that, people. What I'm trying to say is Toga's a mess right now. Her emotions are kind of screwed up. But, give me a moment here, you guys. Alright, sorry about that, people. For some reason, my phone just screwed up again, but at the same time, this is all my fault. So, anyway, basically, yeah, Deku got punched in the nuts. Alright, so we get to Toga and Bakugo. They do talk for a while, and they talk about how this is going to affect Deku and how it's going to affect Katsuki, just affect all of them in general. Bakugo says that as long as she's happy, he won't get upset with it. But on the other hand, he does feel kind of weirded out of the fact that these two are now a thing. Toga does feel happy for Deku and for Katsuki, but at the same time, she doesn't feel happy because, well, she's not, getting in the action. So, yeah. Now, what I am going to say is Mina talks to Deku. And the thing is, she likes him. She does. But she doesn't know anything. She's technically in the dark. She's trying to keep her distance because she doesn't want him to be like, oh, I don't like you and all that stuff. She doesn't want to feel heartbroken, so that's why I'm not talking about, her trying to get super close to Deku, because it's like basically she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to bomb on this. But Deku does talk to her, and he explains that, if anything's going wrong between, him and his family, it's because they got into a weird situation. He doesn't want to talk about it yet. Mina doesn't understand what he means, but she does acknowledge Deku's, plead. And she says, alright, I won't, butt in. But she does want to talk to him a little bit more. So they do go into another room. Nothing bad happens. Nothing, horny-warny. Nothing like that is happening. So Deku speaks to her, and Deku hears about Koda and what happened to him after, after all that happened. So Deku pretty much explains to, he explains to freaking, sheesh, what was the word? He explains to, Mina what's going on, there's just the whole thing, and Katsuki, sees Mina and Deku, and she sees Deku, and she's kind of, blushing, so she goes into the other room. Mina says, oh, look at you being popular with the ladies. And Deku says, what? Oh, no, that can't be it. And Mina hears that rumbling, the little bit of that weirdness in Deku's voice. So she doesn't know what's happening. Until, probably a couple of days later, she sees, Deku, and she sees Deku and Toga together in bed. They're not doing nothing, but Toga snuck off and, wanted to lay next to Deku because they did that as children, so I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. But because of now, and not only that, Mina being suspicious, she sees Deku and Mina, and she sees Deku and Toga, and, Toga is basically, she's not naked, but she has a bra on, and she has pants, but at the same time, Mina doesn't know what to do. So she just goes, and, Katsuki wakes up. So there's something else going on. So Katsuki says, what are you doing out of Deku's room? And not only that, what is, the reason why she went to, why didn't Mina go to Deku's room was because she was going to talk to him. But, he didn't actually answer, neither did Toga. So, and then after that, Katsuki heard, like, noises, and yeah, we get to the whole point where freaking Deku, how do I say it? He goes, and basically is still lying there, and Mina and freaking Katsuki talk. She's asking him, what is she doing? Mina says that she wanted to talk to Deku, but she shouldn't go in there. And Katsuki was asking, why not? And Mina says, well, because Deku is sleeping. And she says, uh-huh. And basically she says, out of my way. And Mina did try to stop it, but at the same time, she saw what happened. Mina sees what's still there. She still sees that Katsuki is confused / embarrassed because of what's happening. And, you know, Toga still has a bra on, so everything is going weird. So give me a second here, people. Alright. So, how do I say this? First of all, Katsuki is kind of dumbfounded. Mina is kind of embarrassed, but she is kind of upset. Now she's kind of mad because she thinks that she was putting the moves on him with Toga, with Deku as well. So, yeah, it's a weird kind of dynamic right now. Well, when this all happened, Deku woke up to kind of like arguing, and Deku was up, and Toga was already like waking up because, you know, she felt Deku, and Deku was like moving around, and she basically looked at Deku and said hi. And Deku pretty much had his hand on her breast. Katsuki and Mina saw this and they blushed. And Deku basically, you know, the protagonist when he, anime protagonist, when he basically accidentally fondles somebody and he squeezes it for a couple of times. They're kind of like, this is kind of awkward, but, you know, it's kind of blushing. Deku basically looked at her and looked at her boob, and he squeezed it one more time. And Katsuki says, "All right, that's kind of enough. You're wide awake already. You need to squeeze it another time." So Deku says, "What's going on?" And, well, Katsuki says, "Are you really doing it with these two right now?" It's like, if you need me to do anything else, you know I would happily do it. And this is when Deku says, "What are you talking about? And why is Toga here?" And Katsuki says, "You don't have to lie. Just tell me. Am I special to you?" And Deku says, "Yes, you're special to me. You always are, and you always will be." And this is when Mina's trying not to say anything because she wants to hear an answer from Deku as well. And this is when Toga says, "What about me? Aren't I special to you?" And Deku says, "Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm not going to deny that." This is when they still keep talking in front of Mina, and, you know, and this is when Mina says, "Am I special to you at all?" And this is when Deku says, "Yeah, you're my friend." Toga and Katsuki heard him say that, and this is when Mina gets kind of upset. She's happy the fact that he cares about her, but when he said, "I think of you, I like you as a friend," or I worry about you, I care about you like a friend. Yeah, basically, Deku, he kind of screwed up, which he shouldn't get in trouble at all for. You know, Mina walked away saying, "That's good to hear." And when she went into her room, she basically, her heart started to just freaking wham right there, just like it hit so hard, and she's basically crying in her pillow. So in her mind, she thinks Deku doesn't love her. On the other hand, she doesn't know that Deku does have feelings for her, and like he has feelings for the three of them. They've been with him since he was little, so of course he's gonna have something with all of them. Mina doesn't understand this yet. So when basically we're gonna wait until the next day on for her. But right now we get to oh shit, sorry about that. We get to Toga and Katsuki, and Deku says, "Why is Toga in my room?" And Toga says, "Oh, I snuck in." And Deku says, "Why would you sneak in?" And this is when Deku's wondering why. Were you scared or something? And Toga says, "Well, I want to do it. I want to do the same thing that you and Katsuki did. Katsuki, not Katsuki. No, Katsuki. The two of you did last time." And she knows what this is. But at the same time, she has her innocence, because bloodlust and killing intent doesn't mean she understands everything in life. So she's basically she's waiting for Deku to say something, but Deku is saying, "Toga, I'm very flattered, but at the same time, we're in school. We're on the school training ground." And this is when Katsuki says, "Oh, so you would want to do it with her?" And this is when Deku says, "Yes, I'm not going to lie. That would be kind of cool with having two of you guys at the same time. I'm not going to lie to you and just say I'm not going to think about such things, because that would be a bad thing for me to do." Katsuki understands this, and she says, "Well, it's alright. I'm not going to get mad. I understand you're a guy and you have a lot of needs. So, tell you what. On the last day of this field trip, we're going to go at it." And this is when Toga says, "It's the three of us?" And Deku says, "Oh, that would be... I couldn't possibly think of I couldn't possibly just partake... You know what? I'll definitely do it." And this is when Katsuki says, "Good. It's decided. I may not want to share Deku, but Deku is family." And it's kind of weird saying that he's family, especially when they're doing it and all that stuff. At the same time, gotta keep the best genes in the family. Right there. So, after the training thing happens, Deku, he's pretty much doing his thing. And Deku also does his training. He's using his axe, he's using his strength, his swords. He's training in those ideas. He's pretty much doing what he's doing best, which is fighting. Give me a moment here, people. Alright, so yeah, the next day does go by, and Deku and the other, well, technically the next 4 days, things happen, but we get to Mina. Mina becomes much more, well, how do I say this? Kind of darker, in a way. In a way. She becomes much more stronger in her head. She's basically, I don't know what the right word to say, but after the whole, Deku saying that she's a good friend, she became upset with Katsuki and Toga, thinking because of these two basically were in his life so much, it basically ruined her chances of, going for Deku, not knowing how Deku actually feels about her. So she basically trains on her own and shoots out a lot of shoots at her. She uses her quirk, and she does it to a high degree to where it's pretty much burning other stuff, and she keeps doing this for a very long time, even to the point where her hands are basically covered in acidic scars. And if you don't know what an acidic scar is, it's basically, think of it as your skin is torn, like a first layer of your skin is torn, and it's like a very, it hurts a lot. I can tell you that much. It hurts. It sucks. Especially when you're holding a hot plate or something like warm. It just hurts in general. That's all I can say. But anyway, Deku goes and tries to talk to her, but she, does her own thing still. And, well, she basically, for the whole time, when she's by herself, she just starts crying. Because she loved Deku a lot. It's just the fact that what he said pretty much pushed her to the brink of unrealization. So she does go up the hills, and not only that, she actually does talk to Koda, saying how she feels and how things pretty much were for her. And not only that, she feels even more sad. And this is when the whole, freaking the attack of UA. Deku is running around pretty much when this happens. And Deku did try to talk to Koda once. And he pretty much tells her what it feels like to lose a villain. How it feels to lose somebody. And freaking Koda says, "What makes you think you would know that? You're already strong," and all that stuff. And Deku says, "I've been through the world of pain." And Koda did say something to Deku during the time she was with him. He said, "If you had people that you loved died to a villain, maybe I would listen to you, because at the same time, at least, how do I say it? Oh, jeez, I'm sorry about that, people. Sometimes I forget. But what I was going to say was, Deku shit. Alright. So Deku explains to him that he knows how it feels to lose a loved one, and Koda says how. Deku explains that her mother, his mother died to a villain. Sorry about that. His mother died to a villain. So, at the same time, he doesn't know how it feels to lose both parents, but he's known how it feels to lose somebody that you care about. Deku's also experienced stuff from the past. So remember, people, he's lost his wife, his kids. Let's see, what else? He lost a lot of other people, friends, his army, the Spartan race. That's a lot of people right there, compared to just 2 people that matter in your life. Either way, Deku tells him that. So yeah, he agrees. So let's see, what else? Oh yeah. If I'm breathing a little too hard, it's because I just ate and my stomach feels full, so breathing is kind of hard. So anyway, Deku goes, and when the whole, the attack of UA happens, Deku does find Koda, but he also finds Mina there. And he sees that Mina was trying to take care of her, but Deku noticed that she's technically weak, and not only that, her hands are hurt. Deku pretty much runs to her, and Mina says, "I'll do it. I'll take care of these people." And Deku says, "You're not going to win." Mina says, "Watch me." And she pretty much keeps spraying her acid until she becomes tired and tries to get up, but it doesn't work. This is when Deku just pretty much steps in and punches Muscular in the face, and Deku realizes who he is. Muscular looks at him, grabs him, and just throws him on the ground. But Deku gets back up, and he looks and sees that Koda is right in front of him, and he says, "Just run away." Koda says, I'm too scared." And Deku says, "You have to just, you have to be strong. You have to be strong-minded." So when this happened, Deku pretty much gets back up, only to be kicked so hard in the back that it pretty much cracks a part of his spine. Deku's on the ground. He's no longer able to get up for a while. So with this whole thing, Mina basically starts using her quirk on Muscular. Muscular, I don't know what that noise is, but so she uses her quirk on Muscular. Muscular just pretty much punches a hole in the ground, causing her to lose her balance. And this is when he grabs her and starts choking the ever-loving crap out of her. Now, the whole thing with Muscular, he feels much more excited because somebody is giving him some kind of energy. Deku feels that hatred that he had, not Deku. Muscular feels that hatred. The only couple of people that have the hatred in their heart would be Muscular, Bakugo, Shigaraki. All Might, technically All Might would have it if Deku truly let out his his rage. Let's see. Shigaraki. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not like it was meant to be a big secret, oh yeah, everybody gets raged on, but Deku can control it now because of, Kratos. So, Deku goes along with his whole, he's on the ground. So when he gets back up, he pretty much just uses his Blades of Chaos. And this is when Deku says, get away from those two. And Deku says, if you want to fight, we'll fight. And Deku decides, I'm going to not even use my weapons on you. Muscular says, how are you going to beat me without your weapons? You couldn't even hurt me with a punch. And this is when Deku runs up, and Muscular starts laughing again. And this is when he pretty much just hits the ground. And and this is when Muscular is like, he's like breathing and he's thinking to himself, why does this hurt so bad now? Deku gets up, picks him up, or not picks him up, he grabs him by his shirt, pushes him upwards, causing him to get on his feet, and Deku just slams his fist onto his face again. Muscular is on the ground, again, is wondering what's going on. And what's going on is that Deku is pretty much using his rage. That rage that he had beforehand. And not only that, he's letting go of he's like basically saying, you may think that you're strong, but you're not strong at all. I faced a titan. I faced the man who carried the world. I faced the man who cleared 12 challenges, and I still beat them all. You may think you're stronger than me, but really, you're not even close. And Muscular says, alright then, well, so why don't you show me that strength that you so-called have. And this is when Muscular just uses his quirk now, and he has muscles coming out all over him. This is when Deku says, so you're going to use your powers, huh? Alright then, I'll still use my own fist. And starts running towards him, pretty much just punching him in the stomach, realizing that he's actually more tougher now. Deku just keeps hitting him with punches, and he actually kicks him in his chest, causing him to be pushed back a bit. Muscular just runs around and pretty much grabs him on his face and just slams his head on the ground. Deku pretty much grabs his hand and pretty much while getting up slams him to the wall, or at least to the mountain area. Now, Mina is, let's see, Mina is telling him to not look, to close his eyes, but he sees Deku still. Deku is pretty much walking towards him. Muscular sees him, and basically Deku slams his head onto his head, or slams his head to Muscular's head. So Deku pretty much says, "Is this the power that you have? Is this the power that you have?" And he says, "This is pathetic," and pretty much slams him. Basically punches him again, but this time Muscular grabs him and starts squeezing him. And this is when Deku is actually scaring. This is when Deku is actually scaring Koda. Koda's not understanding why is this happening. No matter what Deku sees, all he sees is Koda being scared of him. And he realizes what he said before. His parents must have died to a villain that was strong. Deku puts two and two together. This must be the guy that he was scared of. Not because of, Koda's fear, but at the same time, he couldn't even run away. Pretty much, he could have done it with any other villain, but this one scared him, as if he was reliving a hell. And Deku pretty much put two and two together at that point. And this is when he pretty much just grabs Muscular's not piece of flesh, but his muscle, the string muscle that's pretty much like waving around. He pretty much grabs that and just pulls two pieces out of there, and pretty much just starts jumping over Muscular's neck. And this is when he pulls on his neck with the freaking muscle pieces that Muscular had, and Deku is pretty much pushing his back towards away from Deku, causing it to choke Muscular out. And he pretty much just sees Muscular, and Deku says, "Look over here." this is when Kota says, no, I want to see, but at the same time I'm scared. And Deku says, it's alright, keep looking. Mina says, what are you doing? Why are you scaring him? And Deku says, this is not scaring him. He needs to see this. He needs to take all of that pain that he has and just release it. And the only way to do that is to kill the person that truly caused him suffering. So that way he doesn't have to see it anymore in his mind. And this is when Kota sees Muscular dying. And he sees him choking. And the thing about that is, he pretty much sees with tears and anger in his eyes. And Deku pretty much says, lucky for you, I'm not going to choke you out. And this is when Deku grabs his head and just snaps it in two. This is when Kota is actually relieved. He can finally breathe normally now. He can also not, be scared as he usually is. Deku's pretty much, because of Deku, he's no longer like, sorry about that, people. He's no longer afraid. He's pretty much happy now. Or not happy, but he's grateful to Deku. And this is when he just starts walking around with Deku. And this is, this is when Kota is actually happy that Muscular's gone. And Deku's happy. And this is when, Mina tries to talk to him, but, the whole thing happens, but they still need to go somewhere. They find out about, Kota, not Kota, technically, Stain's, appraisals, the lizard dude, and Dabi are still there, and the guy that can basically shrink, people into spheres, all those are still there. And they actually caught somebody. And the person that they caught, it was Mina. And Mina's there. And pretty much she's upset. And she's pretty much attacking them. Trying to at least hurt them. And this is when they're all like, oh, you're a feisty one. We're going to like having you around us now. And Deku is wondering what's going to happen, because now that she's gone, or she's basically somewhere else, Deku's upset. He's angry. He's pretty much angry, and he doesn't know what to do. He's pretty much in tears now. And this is when Mina pretty much, said, I'll be back, it's alright, Deku, just let me go. And this is when she says, have fun and take care of those two. Deku realizes that she meant more to him than he initially realized. Because he loves her, but now he truly loves her. Which means there's going to be love in the air. So, when that all happens, Deku is pretty much on the ground, just slamming his fist onto the floor. Katsuki and Toga try to calm him down, but it's pretty much enraging Deku. He basically understood what's happening and how this is going to work. He's scared. And in the very end, he has to do his own thing, which is basically storm there and basically grab, Mina. I'm going to end it off here. Hopefully you guys will like it. Part 2 will be at least the other part will be tomorrow. And because I know that something was wrong with my phone, so it kind of screwed me over yet again. But I can't talk about that because I technically be called complaining, but I'm already doing it now. But either way, you'll at least get the next part tomorrow, or at least the next part to what a deku was had an Omni Sword quirk. But I will probably in 2 days, probably on a Wednesday, I am going to have to do the what deku had a symbiote, so look out for that. Also, go over to Diomedes Rouge and Last of Us 21. Let's see, because they have some pretty interesting what ifs on their way. And remember, everybody, just take care. Let's see, put one shoe on, one at a time. I don't know what else, but yeah. Like, comment, do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout. What if you're here? Bye.